Hello everyone, this hour on Verbling, the next in my great short stories series. Today we're going to be beginning a brand new short story by a very interesting author, someone who writes in a very simple way, but says an awful lot with very few words. So we're going to be reading this, we're going to have time, we should have time to read the entire story and discuss it in one class. It's actually quite short. So, first, a little bit about me. I'm John Eric, your verbling teacher for this hour. I'm an American teacher from New York, hanging out in Lisbon, Portugal to bring you this class. By the way, here are 3 quick rules to help you participate. Don't forget to turn off, tune in, and open up. What does that mean? It means when you're not speaking, turn off your microphone. That way we can keep the classroom quiet. When you are speaking, tune in to the new words. That means use the new words actively so that I can give you feedback. Finally, open up to your classmates. Relax and have fun. We're all here to learn, and this is a safe and respectful place to practice your English. And that is a little bit about me. Let's find out a bit about you. So, I saw, it looks like Oriel, is that right? Hello, Oriel. Are you there? Oriel Fernandez? Hello, hello? I don't hear you. If you're having microphone problems or something, send a message in the chat window. Anton, are you there? Hello, hello? Hello, hello? No, I don't hear Anton. How about you, Anna Carolina? Are you there?
Yes, hi.
Good.
Good morning.
Good morning. Okay. And Oriel and Anton, I couldn't hear you earlier, so just if you're having any problems with the Hangout, just send a message and I'll see if I can help. Okay? Let's say hello to Jolt coming back. Hello, Jolt. Nice to see you again.
Hello, Eric.
Very good, very good. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. How about you?
You know, I'm alright. Hanging out, seeing my buddies on the internet, that kind of thing.
That
Like
sounds
you. Let's say hello to Ald. Hello, Ald. How are you?
Yes, how are you? I'm fine.
Very good. I'm never sure if I'm saying your name right. Ald, right? Like that?
Yeah, but maybe you can easier to say Ahmed instead of
Ahmed.
old. Yeah.
Mr. Ahmed. Hello, Ahmed.
Hello.
Hello. And
Yes.
let's say a warm welcome as well to, let's see, we've got Ibek and Shinue as well. Nice to have you. Excellent. And let's just check in with... Hello, Shinue. How are you?
I'm fine. You have cut your hair. I like your new hairstyle. They make you more handsome.
Is it possible to be more handsome? I don't think so. And I have something else too. Where are these? Look at these. Look at these, Shinue. Look at this. What do you think? Huh?
Oh, you
Huh?
look like a professor. Oh, more handsome. You look like a gentleman. Oh, it's very charming for a young woman.
Looks can be deceiving, though, Shinue. I look that way, but I might not be. Let me just check in with Oriel. Is your microphone working now, Oriel?
Hi, yes, I think it's working.
Fantastic. And where are you from?
I'm from Barcelona in Spain.
From Barcelona. From Barcelona in Spain? You mean there's another Barcelona?
I don't know. I haven't searched it.
Not Barcelona, Texas. Okay.
Okay.
You know how there's a Paris, Texas? Maybe there's a Barcelona, Texas. Okay,
I don't know.
everyone, take a look at this. Take a look at this picture. When the stories were published by this author, Grace Paley, this was the picture that they chose to put on the front of the book. It's a very famous picture. So before we read, it's a kind of a short story. Before we read, let's talk about this picture, and maybe we can guess why they chose this particular picture, what it has to do with the themes of the author. So first of all, take a look at this and tell me, what do you see? How does it make you feel? That's 2 questions. So, what do you think? What do you think about this picture?
The young lady is reading books on the train.
It's a young lady reading books on the train, okay? And Carolina, what would you add?
She's single.
Interesting. How do we know that? How do you know that?
because she's alone.
Ah,
I guess maybe maybe she she's in, my gosh, in mourning.
maybe she's
You know,
in.
someone passed away because she is wearing black clothes.
That's right, right. Maybe she's in mourning. Although in America we don't really have that. We don't have that ritual when people die. It's possible, but it's not. It's not that common. But it could be. The important thing is that it feels like she might be in mourning because she's wearing black, right? It gives that
Yes.
feeling. I bet. Look at
And
this picture and tell. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Anna Carolina.
I think she's somewhere in a train or in some restaurant maybe. She's waiting someone, and she's maybe reading some menu maybe.
Maybe
Outside we could see that it's midnight time and
midnight.
yes, maybe.
Maybe.
I,
Okay.
if
And it's
I'm not.
interesting too because there's a little bridge we can see through the window. By the way, I think you were right the first time. I think it's a train. I'm pretty sure it's a train because I think the name of this is Night Train. I'm not 100% sure of the title, but I think it's a train because of the way the windows look. And there's a bridge. And what's interesting to me is that the bridge, it doesn't go anywhere. It stops at the forest. So even though we're looking out the window, you see a bridge going to what looks like darkness. It's got a kind of a heavy feeling. Joel, would you add anything to the description from what we've heard? And by the way, notice that it looks like she's in mourning, but it also she might be waiting for someone. Interesting. Joel, would you say anything else?
What I found interesting is it looks like it's happening in the 50s.
Yeah.
It's not in the present.
What makes you think so? What are the clues?
Well, the clothing of the and I'm sure that we don't have that kind of lamps these days on the trains.
That's a gas lamp.
Yeah.
That's when they had to light the lamps with a flame. It looks like an old gas lamp. It does. So that gives another clue. And also there's a like a cloth on the headrest of the chair. So it couldn't be a restaurant. But in a public space where everyone's using the chairs for health reasons, they have a little white sanitary cloth. Even today in trains, they have, in airplanes as well. So that gives another clue that she's on a train. Okay?
Yeah.
Before we... Go ahead, yes. Go ahead.
Yeah, yes, I want to say that it look like in a luxurious place.
Yeah.
Yeah, more than a train or like that. Because the light here in the corner and the decor, especially in the roof. I think that shows us that she was in maybe a hotel or place like that. Yes, the lamp in the corner.
I was writing to Shinue because he was saying, what is the thing at the top? That thing at the top is the luggage compartment, I'm pretty sure.
Luggage.
Yeah, I think so. I'm not sure.
Not some decoration.
I don't think so. Well, it could also be the shade. In the old days, you know, you had those big wooden shutters, and they would just lift straight up, and it can't go out because it's a train. I think it's a train. By the way, I can Google for it later, but let me just do a quick check because I think it's Night Train by Edward Hopper. Let me just double check. Edward Hopper. I recognize the picture. I've seen this in New York when there was a big Edward Hopper exhibit. And I think that's what it is. Maybe not. Hold on a second. On train. Maybe I'm wrong. This is the picture. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm totally wrong. It just looks. Yeah, reading on the train. Okay, fine. Well, that's not the original. Anyway, it's an Edward Hopper painting, so you can look at it. Edward Hopper, the great American late 1930s, 1940s painter, studied it in France, was really influenced by French painting, and then he came back and he applied it to everyday American life. And it always had this Gothic feel, something always a little bit dark. So Edward Hopper, his name is like that in the chat window. So look it up. What's important here is how it relates to the theme that the author, not just in this story, but in all of her stories, the themes that she addresses. So before we read this, we can already guess that it's going to have something to do with women. It's going to have something to do with depth, something beyond. All the details are very simple, but there's something deeper. There's a kind of a heaviness, right? A feeling of mourning or a feeling of there's something else there. It's not just a picture. So that's what my impression is when I look at the picture. But let's find out more. Let's start to read the story. Okay? So as we do this, I'm going to give you a few comprehension questions along the way. Give me a second. I'm just going to open this in a new window so I can. I've got some resources there, but I'm going to put more resources there later, and I'm going to put discussion questions at the end later as well. So think about those themes as we read, okay? It's quite short. Let's see if we can read it all in about 45 minutes or a little less, 30 minutes, and we'll spend the last 15 minutes talking about it. I'll be happy to answer questions and define words as we go along, okay? So let's go around and start reading. Joel, you're a returning champion from last week, as far as I remember. We're going to start with you. We're all going to take a paragraph or two and just go around the room. So, can you start us off?
Sure. Once by Grace Paley. I saw my ex-husband. I was sitting on the steps of the new library. "Hello, my life," I said. We had once been married for 27 years, so I felt justified. He said, "What? What life?" "No life of mine."
So we've already starting off with a really good relationship, apparently. Okay, why don't you take a little bit more? Keep going.
Okay. I said, "Okay, I don't argue when there is a real disagreement." I got up and went into the library to see how much I owed them. The librarian said $32 even, and you've owed it for 18 years. I didn't deny anything, because I don't understand how time passes. I have had those books. I have often talked of them. The library is only 2 blocks away.
By the way, pronunciation here. Librarian.
Librarian.
And now, one vocabulary word. Even. $32 even. What does that mean? Do you know? $32 even.
I'm not sure.
Why even and not some other word? Why not just, the library said that'll be $32. She doesn't say that. She says it's $32 even. Class, do you know why she says even? No? No one? Okay. Even means that there is no change. It means exactly. Even means exactly. Exactly $32. Last question, Jolt. This sentence seems kind of important. Library is only 2 blocks away. Why do you think she mentions that? Why do you think the author mentions that in the paragraph?
Because he
What does that say about the character of the woman?
is
Is it-
lazy.
Yeah.
Very
Lazy.
lazy. I think if you had this book for 18 years, it's ridiculous.
Do you know who invented the public library? In at least the free public library? It was Benjamin Franklin, one of the founders of America. And he invented it so that the public, with tax money, could become literate. Everyone could read. He was the guy who organized the public library system in the 18th century. Do you know what they found when he died, Jolt?
No?
He had stolen all the books from the library.
Franklin stole the book.
He died. When they died, they found out that he had countless books that he had never returned to his own library.
That's funny.
It is funny. He created the public library with tax money, then he kept all the books. So don't feel bad the next time you forget to return a library book. Mr. Shinue, let's keep going. By the way, class, if you have any questions at any time, okay, just ask.
Teacher, I have a question.
Go for it.
I don't know the word oh.
To owe. Joel, how would you exemplify?
borrow.
To borrow? Yeah. And in this case, you have to pay money. Why do you have to pay money, Shinue? Why do you have to pay money in this case? What's happening with the books?
Because you are reading books, you should pay money for the library.
No, not in this case. It's because you did not return the books. So the library is free in America. When we say library, we mean a public library, a free library, not a bookshop. And so you have to return them in 7 days. If you don't, you have to pay a fee. So you owe a fee. You have to pay. You owe the money. You have a debt. You owe the money. See what I mean?
Oh, and it means you don't return the books. You have to pay money for the library.
And if you have to pay, you owe money to them. You have a debt with them. You owe it. That's it. To owe means you have an obligation to pay. That's it. Okay? So keep going, Shinue. Let's take the next two. Starting here. My ex-husband.
And my ex-husband followed me to the book return desk. He interrupted the librarian who had librarian.
Like this. Librarian. You're adding too many syllables, not Rian. Say this. Rian.
Brarian.
Brarian.
Librarian.
Good. Librarian.
Librarian.
Perfect.
Oh, it's a big challenge for me.
You did a good job.
Librarian. Oh.
Anyway, it's four syllables. It's 4 syllables. Okay? Keep going. Don't get stuck. He interrupted librarian who?
Who had more to tell? In many ways, he said. As I look back, I attribute the dissolution of our marriage to the fact that you never invited the Bertrams to dinner.
Dissolution of our marriage. What does that mean? Are they still married? Are they still married today? By the way, let me give you the link here. Jolt, it's right here. Can you see the link, Jolt?
I see, thank you.
Okay. So are they still married today? Yes or no? Remember, it's ex-husband, right?
They are not married.
Right. So the dissolution means quitting the marriage, ending the marriage, dissolution. To dissolve something, like you put sugar in water and it dissolves. Here, the marriage dissolved. I attributed the dissolution of marriage to the fact that you never invited the Bertrands to dinner. What on earth does that mean? We don't know who the Bertrands are, but we can imagine that it's something to do with the way they socialize. So the husband and the wife have some kind of conflict about the way they socialize. That's all we really know for now. Let's think about that. We'll come back to it, okay? So one more paragraph here, Shinue. Take this one.
That's possible, I said, but really, if you remember, first, my father was sick last Friday. Then the children were born. Then I had those Tuesday night meetings. Then the war began. Then we didn't seem to know them anymore. But you're right. I should have had them to dinner.
I should have had them to dinner, right. To have someone to dinner means to invite. But here, had has a special meaning. Should have invited them to dinner. So
I
what,
gave the
say again?
I gave the
Oh, let's get a new...
librarian a check for $32. Immediately, she trusted me.
Go ahead, finish. Go ahead, finish, Shinue. But hurry.
And put where?
You're doing fine. Just finish the sentence. Go ahead. Immediately she trusted me. Put my past.
Put my past behind her. Wiped the record clean. Which is just what most other
municipal
and or state it's tough word.
Bureaucracy. Bureaucracies.
Bureaucracies.
Perfect. Good.
Bureaucracies will not do.
Okay, good. Everyone, listen to that last sentence again, because it gets a little confusing with these big words. I gave the librarian a check for $32. Immediately she trusted me. Put my past behind her. Don't forget, what was her past? What did she do wrong, class? What did she do wrong?
She didn't return the book.
Exactly. That was her terrible past. She didn't return the books for 18 years. So she gave the money. Suddenly, the librarian trusted her. Wiped the record clean. Do you know that expression? To wipe the record clean. What's a simple way to say wipe the record clean, class? Nora, you're on a roll. Do you know what it means?
Forgot all about it. Something
That's
like
it.
that.
That's it. Forget all about it. Wipe the record clean. So the moment she pays the money, suddenly everything's okay. And then she makes this comment, which is just what other municipal and our state bureaucracies do. As if to say, all you got to do is pay the government and they leave you alone. If you got the money, you've got no problems. Class, how does that contrast with running into her ex-husband? Does he wipe the slate clean for her? What do you think? Does the ex-husband wipe the slate clean? Opinions?
I don't understand your question. Can you repeat it?
Sure. Nora said that wipe the slate clean means to forget everything. Forget about it. No problems. Forget about it. So the library wipes the slate clean when you pay. Does the ex-husband wipe the slate clean as well?
No, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't.
Oh, and her husband remember the experience he
Exactly.
spent with his wife.
And he remembers the problem. Is it?
Yes. He still remember the problem.
That's exactly right. And it must have happened a long time ago, because when she did invite the Bertrands to dinner, a lot of things happened. There was a war. They had kids. So it sounds like he remembers a little problem from a long time ago. So it's an interesting contrast. Okay. Mr. It's not old. You said say Muhammad, right? Hello?
Ahmed, yes.
Oh, Ahmed. Sorry, Ahmed.
Okay,
Ahmed.
no problem. Okay.
Next part. Go for it.
I checked.
Good. That's it.
Yeah, I checked out the two Edith.
Right. Edith Wharton.
Edith Wharton books. I had just returned because I'd read them so long ago, and they are more apropos now than
French word, apropos.
Apropos now than ever. They were the house of mirth and the children, which is about how life in the United States in New York changed in 27 years, 50 years ago.
So how it changed over 27 years, but the stories were 50 years ago. So it's a little confusing. Mirth, do you know what that means? It's a fancy word, mirth. Mirth is like, does anyone know? The house of mirth. What is mirth? You probably don't know this word.
Mirth means fun, happiness.
Yeah, that's it. So like the happy house, the house of mirth. Okay, last thing. Apropos. This is a fancy word, like a literary word, not an everyday word. Apropos. Why do you think she says that here? Do you have a guess, Ahmed?
No.
Why is it more?
It look like this all text is in level not for me.
Not for me either. These are fancy words. She's talking about the books, and suddenly the language is a little more fancy than before. Suddenly, Edith Wharton, oh, literature. It's more apropos than ever. Apropos means, in this case, appropriate.
Okay, I know appropriate.
Yeah.
Means
So,
fit me or fit somebody.
Right. So these books fit the situation. She checked out these books 18 years ago. She's returning them.
Yeah.
And she realizes, wow, these books, the titles and the themes are more fit to the situation. Suddenly. As if she's realizing something. Okay. Ahmed, keep going. One more.
Okay. And I think I do remember is breakfast. My ex-husband said, I was surprised all we ever had was coffee. Then I remembered there was a hole in the back of the kitchen closet which opened into the apartment next door. There they always ate sugar cured smoked bacon. It gave us a very grand feeling about breakfast, but we never got stuffed and sluggish.
Okay, so sluggish, does anyone know what that means? It's a word you might have heard before. Sluggish.
Slowly.
Slow. Like the animal, a slug. A slug is a little creature that moves very slowly.
Yes, from the Amazon rainforest.
And also everywhere. we have slugs outside. You can see one. Can you see it? Not the wrapper, the little insect thing down here. So it moves very slowly. And when it rains, we've got them outside in the sidewalk. They all just appear by magic. That's a slug. They move slowly. So sluggish means to move slowly.
Yeah.
And stuffed, usually after you eat a big meal, you say, "Oh, I'm stuffed." When you eat and eat and eat, "Oh, I'm stuffed." So full. Did they eat this bacon? Were they the ones eating the bacon? Ahmed.
Yes? Sorry?
Who ate the bacon?
Who ate what?
The bacon. Who ate it?
Children.
I don't know.
Class, who ate the bacon?
Children. Children.
The apartment near them.
The neighbors. The apartment near them did. That's right. So she was surprised that he remembers the breakfasts because all they ever had was coffee. But then she remembered that they could see into the apartment. They could see the neighbor's apartment. There was a hole, suggesting that maybe their life was a little difficult. There was a hole in the back of the kitchen closet which opened into the apartment. So they could see through the wall, the neighbors. They could see what the neighbors were eating. So apparently that's a good memory. It's a little bit strange. So they were not the ones stuffing their faces.
Teacher,
Yeah.
sugar cured smoked bacon. Is it just one thing to eat? What does sugar cured mean?
It's like the way you prepare it, like glazed with something, you know? Let's see if we can get a picture too. I don't know if we can show a picture. Cured is a way of saying cooking. Look, you can see like this.
Apropos.
Not apropos. Look, see how this is? This has got sugar on the top. It's caramelized. So that means it's got a sweet outside, and then it's got the salty bacon in the inside. So that's sugar cured. Can you see it?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay. So it's a way of preparing it so that it's sweet on the outside and crispy and salty on the middle. So it's just like a recipe. But anyway, So keep that in mind. The husband can see through to the neighbor's house, and that's one of his fond memories. Kind of weird, actually. Let's see, who's next? Oriel, keep going.
That was when we were poor, I said. When were we ever rich? He asked.
Keep going.
Oh,
Oh, sorry, I made a little mistake there. Sorry, hold on 1 second. Let me change the page. Go ahead.
oh, as time went on, as our responsibilities increased, we didn't go in need. You took adequate financial care, I reminded him. The children went to camp for weeks a year and in decent ponchos with sleeping bags and boots, just like everyone else. They looked very nice. Our place was warm in winter, and we had nice red pillows and things.
Keep going, last two.
I wanted a sailboat, he said, but you didn't want anything. Don't be bitter, I said. It's never too late.
What do you think about this line? What does she mean? It's never too late. What do you think, Oriel?
That maybe they could come together again. It's a kind of joke.
Maybe. It is a kind of joke. I think so too. Why does she say this? It's a kind of joke. We say she's being
He's sarcastic.
sarcastic. Yeah. Does she want to get together with him? Really?
No, I don't think so.
No, no. She probably thinks he's a bit of a jerk. So it's just a way to be sarcastic. You never know. It's never too late. And this line I think is important too. I wanted a sailboat. Are sailboats cheap, Oriel?
No, they are expensive.
And I think that line is important. He wants a sailboat, right?
Yeah,
She wants nothing. What does that tell you? What's the difference between them?
I think that the woman doesn't want anything and wants to have a regular life, and the man wanted a lot of things like a sailboat and wants to spend more money.
I think you're right. I think you're right. That's something to do with their materialism. He seems to like big, expensive things, and he doesn't understand her because she doesn't want those things. So that might have something to do with their conflict. Okay, so Anna Carolina, why don't you take the next one? The next two, actually. See where we are?
Thank you. I was wondering because in this slide I am the first one.
No, but on my screen it's different. Everyone's got a different order. That's the thing. But go ahead. Go for it.
Okay. No, he said with a great deal of bitterness. I may get a sailboat. As a matter of fact, I have money down on an 18-foot two rigger. Rigger, right?
Rigger. That's right. Rigger.
Rigger. What does it mean?
Rigger is a kind of a boat.
Okay,
It's a sailboat. Kind of sailboat.
okay. I'm doing well this year, and I can look forward to better. But as for you, it's too late. You you will always want nothing.
It's too late. Interesting. um, I have money down. Do you know what that expression means? I have money down.
No.
If you want to buy a house, the bank will tell you to put money down, and then they'll give you a loan.
Save money.
Say again?
Save money.
Not
Or
ex-
give first payment.
give the first payment, right, that's it. Give the first payment. So to put money down is to give one payment, and then that shows you're serious, and then the bank will give you a loan. If you have no money, then they think you don't have a job or whatever. So that first payment is very important. In fact, it's not really a payment, it's your share that you're going to pay. So maybe 1/4, and then the bank pays 3/4. to have money down. So he's already invested in the sailboat. He's doing well. But as for you, it's too late. Class, why do you think the husband says it's too late for her? What's his attitude?
Because they are divorced,
Right?
and he wants her screw.
He wants what?
Sorry,
He wants what? I didn't catch the last word.
her to screw.
Her to what? I don't understand.
To screw.
Name Cruel, Cruel.
You lost me, Anna Carolina.
Teacher, um, he wants her to screw.
Grow up, maybe.
To
Maybe.
go badly.
I highly doubt that's what he wants. Maybe. I don't think so. But you can't use that word. You can't use that word. It's very negative. You can't use it, especially in the classroom. Too negative.
I'm sorry. I didn't know if it's a swear word.
Now you know. It's not a swear word, but it's just doesn't sound good. You could say.
I'm sorry. I've been hearing it a lot in movies. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you hear lots of bad words in movies.
I'm sorry.
But say it like this: to get her to go to bed with him, right? Like this.
Right.
To go to bed is a nice way to say it.
Okay, sorry. To get her to go to bed with him.
Do you think that's what he wants? Really? Why do you think so?
No, I didn't say that.
I think you mean he wants her to fail, right?
He wants her to, Nora? To what?
Fail. I think that's what
to fail?
I wanna say
what
yes.
Anne means. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's.
Thank you, Nora, but I would like to try to
Go ahead.
answer. No, it's okay. Yes.
Well, go ahead. Yes.
He wants her to go badly. Sorry.
Badly. Ah, okay. It sounds like he has bad wishes.
He's so off.
Showing off.
Showing off. Yes, he's showing off.
He is, absolutely. And so somehow there's a kind of, we could say he's being judgmental too. Judgmental. It seems like he's being judgmental. Somehow, remember, the title of the story is Once. So that's another thing to keep in mind as we read. It seems to be about the difference between what people want. But I don't think it's as simple as it seems. I just have a feeling there's a lot more to it. Because why would the story take place in a library?
Okay.
There seems to be a lot going on that's just suggested by all these little details around them. Paying the fine, owing the books, the passage of time. All right, but I agree with you. He's showing off, being judgmental. Nora, take it away, the next two.
No, teacher, it's me. I just read one little paragraph, 3 sentences.
Go ahead, Anna Carolina.
Everyone read 3 paragraphs.
Go for it. Sorry, go for it. I forgot. Go ahead.
It wouldn't be fair, teacher.
Go ahead.
Why?
It's okay. Go ahead.
Why I have to insist to participate?
Seriously, don't start, okay? Because you don't have to insist on anything. There's absolutely no problem. I'm only going in the order of the people that I see. That's all. There's no problem.
But everyone read 3 paragraphs. You wanted me to stop? I just read 3 sentences.
Will you please read?
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Thank you. He had a habit through the 27 years of making a narrow remark. Excuse me?
Go ahead. There's no problem.
So, a narrow remark which, like a plumber's snake, could work its way through the ear down the throat, halfway to my heart. He would then disappear, leaving me shocking,
Choking.
shocking with equipment. What I mean is, I sat down on the library steps and he went away. I looked through the house of myth, but
This one,
lost in the
wait, this one is mirth.
mirth.
Good.
Thank you. I looked through the house of mirth, but lost interest. I felt extremely accused. Now it's true. I'm short of requests and absolutely requirements. But I do want something.
So we've got this strange thing here. A plumber's snake. You know what that is? If you don't know what that is, it's a little hard to understand the paragraph.
A snake is someone who is fake, who backstab you.
That's true, but that's like the second
And
meaning here.
a plumber's is someone who fix your pipes.
That's right. So there's two meanings here, actually. There's two meanings. Snake, like the snake in the grass, someone who stabs you in the back, right?
Right.
And this is also a snake. So it's got two meanings because a snake is this instrument here that you put down the pipe to clear everything away. So she's making a kind of analogy here. So take a look at that sentence again. He had had a habit throughout the 27 years. That's it, throughout, right. So that's during, throughout, of making a narrow remark. Narrow, in this case, just means like negative. Making a negative remark, which, like a plumber's snake, could work its way through the ear, down the throat, halfway to my heart. Wow. What does he mean? What does she mean by that? How do you think that would feel to have a snake going down your ear, down your throat, halfway to your heart? How do you think that would feel?
Hurt.
It would hurt. So in other words, she was really hurt by these little remarks that he made. And we don't just know it, we feel it because of the description, like a plumber's snake working halfway, going halfway down my throat. Okay, and then he goes, right? He disappears, leaving me choking with equipment. So what do you think about their relationship now? We know a little bit about them, and it's only been about a page and a half. So class, what do you think about the relationship? How does she feel toward him? How does he feel towards her?
She suffocates.
She feels suffocating. Yeah, exactly. And she feels, or maybe she felt during the marriage like she was suffocating. Okay, very good. So, and what do you think is going to happen in the rest of the story? Now that he's gone and she's at the library, what do you think is going to happen next?
She would try to turn a new leaf.
What do you mean, turn a new leaf? What do you mean? What do you think she would do?
She would try to change her life and having a new start.
Interesting. So it's going to have a happy ending.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. I think it has a lot to do with the journey as much as about the ending. Okay, so I think Nora, you're next on my list. Can you take the next two?
Sure.
Go for it. See where we are?
Yeah. I want, for instance, to be a different person. I want to be the woman who brings these two books back in 2 weeks. I want to be the effective citizen who changes the school system and addresses the board of estimate on the troubles of this dear urban center. I had promised my children to end the war before they grew up. I wanted to have been married forever to one person, my ex-husband or my present one. Either has enough character for a whole life, which as it turns out is really not such a long time. You couldn't exhaust either man's qualities or get under the rock of his reasons in one short life.
Wow. I think Anna Carolina, you were right. Maybe she's turning a new leaf. What do you think about this last sentence, Nora? What do you think about that? Under the rock of his reasons. What do you think she means by that? That one stands out for me. You couldn't exhaust either man's qualities or get under the rock of his reasons in one short life. What do you think that means in plain English?
I don't know.
Well, let's see. Exhaust. If I feel
She couldn't feel tired about it, even though having a lot of, even though he has a lot of bad personality traits because his qualities are hidden. he His good things are hidden.
Maybe. But remember, it's about both, because we got the ex-husband or my present one, right?
Okay, both of them aren't worth.
Well, I don't know if they're both not worth it, but the point is, exhaust means tired, you're right. You couldn't exhaust either man's qualities. Maybe the qualities are not all bad. But I think, well, Nora, let me go back to you for a second. Under the rock of his reason. I don't know what this means either, by the way. I don't know. I can only guess. What's your guess?
I get under the rock of his reasons. Maybe they completed each other. No one has all the good qualities that she looked up for. But under the rock of his reasons.
Yeah, why a rock?
I don't know, it's strange. I don't know.
A rock is something heavy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Something hard to move around. So, what comes to my mind is she said she wanted to be married to one person, and that the rock of his reasons, even if it's hard to understand his reasons, right? It might take a lifetime to understand, or it might take a lifetime or more. It would take more than a lifetime to get tired of these things. I think it's something along those lines, because it's exhausted. So it sounds like what she's saying is that she had very simple wants. She just wanted to be in a relationship with one person. She wouldn't get tired of the person's qualities, good or bad, or try to understand the difficult things about the person. It would take an entire lifetime. She wouldn't get tired of it. She wouldn't give up, or something like that. I feel like it's got something along those lines. I'm not exactly sure, but something along those lines. But remember, if I don't know as a native speaker, then I can't expect you to know either. But what we can do is try to put together the little clues from the text and try to put it together into one big picture. That's the best we can do. Let's see. We're going to run out of time here. That's the problem here. So I'll tell you what. Let me just get 2 short readers to finish, and then I'm going to give you some things to think about. You can read the rest of this, and we'll talk about it in the next class in a week from today. So you have a whole week to read it and work on some discussion. So 2 quick readers before we go. Jose, want to take this one?
Yes,
Okay, you take this, and I bet we'll finish with you. Go ahead, Jose.
yes. Just this morning, I looked out the window to watch the street for a while. I saw that the little sycamores, the city,
Sycamores, the little
sycamores,
trees, little
sy-
trees.
sycamores, the city had dreamily planned a couple of years before the kids were born had come that day to the prime of their lives. Well, I decided to bring those two books back to the library, which proves that when a person or an event comes along to jolt or apprise me, I can take some appropriate action, although I'm better known for my hospitable remarks.
That is it. And Ibec, I said I was going to give you a reading, and we ran out of story. That's the end, actually. So Ibec, before we go, what do you think? What do you think about ending the story in this way? It ends kind of abruptly. Well, I decided to bring those two books back to the library, which proves that when a person or an event comes along to jolt or praise me, I can take some appropriate action, although I'm better known for my hospitable remarks. What do you think about that ending, Ibec?
Couldn't say exactly.
Is that how you expected the story to end?
I missed the last one.
What do you think, class? Is that the ending you were expecting?
Yeah, it's good ending actually.
It is.
She figured out that she's capable of change to be better.
Yeah, I get that feeling too. I can take some appropriate action. Is this appropriate action? What are the challenges in the story that she's probably referring to?
She's postponing things. She never take actions.
Ah,
She waits
that's
for
interesting.
people to take action.
Just
From
like
the way I saw it, I felt like her husband is ambitious person, and
right,
she's not.
and she's
That's
not.
why he was looking down to her. Yeah.
Yeah, or maybe she is ambitious, but just in a different way. Maybe it's just different.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Maybe.
And it's interesting. So what's the relationship between the library books being held on to 18 years? What does that mean? That to me, that's the central point of the story. The fact that she's returning these library books after 18 years. Is that connected to the husband? Is that connected to something about how she lives her life? Is she really lazy?
Yes, but she's capable of change. That's why she's returning the books now. There's always hope.
There's always hope. Interesting. Okay, we've got to go. Listen, final thoughts before we go. I'm gonna add some discussion questions at the end for you to think about. And in the next class, we're going to talk about the story in the beginning, and we'll be beginning a new one as well. But I'll give you a week to reread it. I'll try to help you out with some vocabulary and some discussion questions. Final thoughts before we go. Oh, and don't forget, most important thing too. Why do you think this picture was chosen to represent her short stories when the book was published? What are the similarities between the themes of this story and the picture that you saw at the beginning?
I guess the train is going somewhere and she's moving forward.
Ah, there you go. See, I didn't even think about that. If it's a train, she's got to be going somewhere. It's interesting because in the picture, it's a train, but it doesn't feel like it's moving, right? But you're right. She's got to be going somewhere.
And it seems like she doesn't care what's outside. She's just reading.
She's like content to be alone, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, because her legs are crossed and she's focused on what she's reading. She doesn't look like she's looking out for anyone, right? I mean, her body position. Interesting. Okay, well, we've got to stop there. Great job reading, everyone. some of the vocabulary is actually quite difficult. So, as I said, I'm going to add some discussion questions at the end to get you to think about some of these things. I can maybe help you out with some vocabulary as well. So think about that over the next week. Next Friday at the same time, we'll do a discussion of this and we'll begin a new short story. Send your questions and comments to me through the Verbling chat window, the message window. Okay? Have a great weekend and I'll see you on Monday. Bye for now,
Thank
everyone.
you.
Bye
You
for
too.
now.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.